Commander Velthar stood before the massive viewing screen on the bridge of the Dominion's Pride. His 6 eyes studied the blue planet below with absolute confidence. Earth, the target his people had prepared to conquer for 100 years. All warriors are ready? Commander, Admiral Crossvan said from his station, 50,000 of our finest troops, armed and prepared for deployment. Velthar nodded slowly. His dark purple skin rippled with satisfaction. 100 years. His grandfather had started this mission. His father had continued it. Now he would finish it. Show me the data again, Velthar ordered. The screen changed. Images of humans appeared, fighting each other in countless wars. Velthar had watched these recordings thousands of times. Humans with primitive weapons. Humans dying easily. Humans who seemed so fragile and weak. We have studied 10,000 human conflicts, Science Officer Nixara reported. She touched her console and more images appeared. Their World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. We know every tactic they have ever used. And our simulations? Velthar asked. Completed 500,000 battle scenarios. Nixara said with pride. We win 99.8% of them. The other 0.2% are statistical anomalies. Velthar walked closer to the screen. He remembered the day his people first discovered Earth. It was 100 years ago. A probe had picked up radio signals from this small planet. The Talavek Empire had sent scout ships to observe. What they found amazed them. Humans were dangerous. Even the scouts could see that. These creatures fought constantly. They killed each other over everything. Land, resources, ideas, religion. They never seemed to stop fighting. These humans are warriors, the first scout had reported. Natural-born killers. We must prepare carefully. So the Talavek prepared. For 100 years they prepared. They built training facilities that copied human cities. They created android opponents programmed with human battle tactics. They bred special warrior castes designed to fight humans. Stronger, faster, tougher. They studied human biology and learned every weakness. Humans needed oxygen. Humans died easily from blood loss. Humans broke their bones easily. Humans tired quickly. Our weapons are calibrated perfectly, said Crossvan. Plasma bursts set to human body temperature. They will be devastating. Velthar remembered the weapon tests. The plasma bolts had destroyed the human-like androids instantly. Nothing remained but ash. Their shields could stop any projectile the humans used. Arrows, spears, even the bullets from their primitive guns. We chose our landing site carefully, Nixara added. Rural South Korea, small population, far from major military bases. We will establish our position before they can respond. And the shields? Velthar asked. Active and tested, Crossvan confirmed. Human weapons cannot penetrate them. We watched their wars. They use kinetic projectiles. Simple physics. Our shields stop anything moving at high velocity. Velthar felt certain of victory. His people never failed. The Talavek Empire had conquered 47 worlds. Earth would be 48. They seem so primitive, one young officer said. Why did we spend 100 years preparing? Velthar turned to face the young warrior. Because humans are unpredictable. Look at their history. They fight without logic. They sacrifice themselves for others. They continue fighting even when defeated. This makes them dangerous. But we trained for all of that, the officer said. Yes, Velthar agreed. We trained for everything they have ever done. We are ready. The bridge fell silent. Every Talavek present understood the importance of this moment. 100 years of work. 100 years of preparation. 100 years of waiting. Commander, Nixara said. I must report one concern. Velthar looked at her. Speak. In all our research, we found something strange about humans. They adapt very quickly. In their World War II, they went from simple aircraft to jet engines in just 6 years. They created atomic weapons in 4 years. They went from first flight to landing on their moon in only 66 years. We know this, Velthar said. It is why we prepared so carefully. Yes, Commander. But there is something else. Humans do not fight the way they train. Every war is different. They improvise. They create new tactics during battle. Enough. Velthar interrupted. We have simulated their improvisation. Our warriors are trained to adapt to changing situations. We are Talavek. We do not fail. Nixara bowed her head. Yes, Commander. Velthar turned back to the viewing screen. Earth rotated slowly below. Such a beautiful planet. Soon it would belong to the Empire. Begin the invasion, he ordered. Alarms sounded throughout the massive ship. 50,000 warriors moved to their dropships. Each one carried plasma weapons. Each one wore armor that could stop bullets. Each one had trained for 100 years for this moment. The dropships launched from the Dominion's Pride and the other fleet vessels. Hundreds of ships descended toward Earth like falling stars. Their shields glowed as they entered the atmosphere. Inside the command dropship, Velthar watched the ground approach. Green fields, small buildings, simple roads, just as the scans had shown. Landing in 30 seconds, the pilot announced. Velthar checked his weapon one final time. Plasma rifle charged and ready. His armor system showed green. Everything perfect. Remember, he told his warriors through the communication system. Humans are dangerous but predictable. We know their tactics. We know their weapons. We know their weaknesses. Follow your training and we will claim this world for the Empire. Thousands of voices responded. For the Empire! The dropships touched ground. Ramps lowered with a hiss of hydraulics. Velthar stepped out first onto Earth soil. The air smelled strange, sweet and fresh. The gravity felt slightly lighter than he expected. The sun was warm on his armor. Warriors poured from the dropships in perfect formation, exactly as practiced 10,000 times. They formed defensive perimeters. They activated shields. They raised weapons. Velthar looked across the landscape. Rice fields stretched in every direction. A small village sat about 1 kilometer away. Some primitive vehicles moved on the road. Establish communications, he ordered. Begin phase 1 of the invasion. Everything was proceeding perfectly. Then Velthar heard something. A sound in the distance, growing louder. He turned his head toward the noise. 2 human vehicles approached on the road. Small military trucks. Velthar checked his data. Korean Army patrol vehicles. Just 2 of them. Maybe 8 humans inside. Contact, announced a warrior. Human military detected. Velthar felt amused. 2 trucks. 8 humans. Against 50,000 Talavek warriors. This will be simple, he said. He had no idea how wrong he was. The invasion had begun. In 12 minutes it would be over. Corporal Daewon was having a normal day until the sky started falling. He sat in the passenger seat of the military jeep, while Private Hyunwoo drove. They were on routine patrol near Andong. The countryside was peaceful. Rice fields everywhere. Mountains in the distance. Nothing ever happened out here. I am so bored, Hyunwoo said. Why do we always get the quiet areas? Be grateful, Daewon replied. He was older, more experienced. Quiet is good in the military. Then something screamed across the sky. Both men looked up. Bright objects were falling through the clouds. Hundreds of them. They glowed like meteors but moved in formation. Too organized to be natural. What is that? Hyunwoo asked. Daewon grabbed his radio. Base, this is Patrol 7. We have unknown aircraft entering our sector. Hundreds of them. Please confirm. Static answered. Then a voice crackled through. Patrol 7, we see them on radar. All units are being scrambled. Observe and report. Do not engage unless fired upon. Understood, Daewon said. His heart started beating faster. The glowing objects landed in the fields ahead, maybe 2 kilometers away. Dust and smoke rose from the impact sites. Should we get closer? Hyunwoo asked. His voice shook slightly. Yes, Daewon said, but carefully. Very carefully. They drove toward the landing site. As they got closer, Daewon could see the objects more clearly. They were ships. Alien ships. Large vessels that looked nothing like human technology. Oh no, Hyunwoo whispered. Are those aliens? I think so, Daewon said. He raised his binoculars. Ramps were opening on the ships. Things were coming out. Creatures. They walked on 2 legs but looked nothing like humans. Purple skin, 6 eyes, wearing armor and carrying weapons. Base, this is Patrol 7, Daewon said into the radio. His voice was steady despite his fear. Confirming alien contact. Repeat, alien contact. Multiple vessels. Thousands of hostiles. They are armed. Copy, Patrol 7. Reinforcements are coming. ETA 15 minutes. Continue to observe. 15 minutes felt like a lifetime. More aliens poured from the ships. They formed perfect lines. Military formations. Daewon had seen enough army exercises to recognize trained soldiers. They are organized, he said. This is an invasion. Behind them, another vehicle approached. An old pickup truck. It stopped and a man got out. He was maybe 60 years old. Weather-worn face. Farmer's clothes. What is happening? The farmer asked. His name was Jiho. Daewon knew him from previous patrols. Sir, you need to leave, Daewon said. This area is dangerous. Those are aliens, Jiho said simply. He stared at the landing site. I saw them come down. Fell right into my rice fields. Yes, sir. Please go back to your home and stay inside. A young woman jumped out of the truck, maybe 20 years old. Pretty, with long black hair. Dad, we need to call someone, she said. This was young me, Jiho's daughter. Home from university. I'm calling, Jiho said. He pulled out his phone and started dialing. Daewon turned back to the aliens. They were advancing now. Moving toward the road. Toward the village. Toward them. Yunwoo, turn us around. Slowly. We need to establish a position. The jeep turned. Daewon grabbed his K2 rifle, standard South Korean military weapon. He had trained with it for 5 years. But he never thought he would use it against aliens. The alien formation stopped about 500 meters away. One of them stepped forward. Larger than the others. Probably the leader. Then it raised its weapon. A bolt of bright plasma shot across the field. It hit the ground near the jeep. The earth exploded. Dirt and rocks flew everywhere. They are shooting at us. Hyunwoo yelled, "Return fire!" Daewon ordered. "Defend yourselves!" He aimed his K2 at the aliens. Squeezed the trigger. The rifle kicked against his shoulder. Bullets flew across the field. Something amazing happened. The bullets hit the aliens. Their shields glowed blue but then failed. The rounds punched through. 3 aliens fell. Purple blood sprayed. I hit them, Daewon shouted in surprise. Their shields do not work. More plasma bolts came their way. Hyunwoo jerked the jeep to the side. A bolt passed where they had been. It would have killed them. Both soldiers fired again. More aliens fell. Behind them, Daewon heard another sound. A rifle shot, different from the K2. He glanced back. Jiho was shooting. The old farmer had grabbed a hunting rifle from his truck. He worked the bolt action and fired again. Another alien dropped. Get to cover! Daewon yelled at the civilians, but Youngmi was not hiding. She had her phone out, recording everything. The whole country needs to see this, she shouted. She was live streaming to social media. More plasma fire came at them. The jeep took a hit. The engine exploded. Hyunwoo and Daewon jumped out just in time. Behind the truck, Daewon ordered. They ran to Jiho's pickup, used it as cover. The 4 of them crouched behind the vehicle. How many bullets do you have? Daewon asked Hyunwoo. 4 magazines, maybe 120 rounds. I have 3 magazines, Daewon said. He looked at Jiho. You? About 20 rounds, the farmer said calmly. Like shooting aliens was normal. Young Mi kept her phone up. I have 50,000 people watching, she said. No, wait. 100,000. The stream is going viral. Daewon popped up and fired. Short bursts, controlled. The way he was trained. More aliens fell. They were dying easily. Too easily. What kind of shields fail against bullets? Hyunwoo asked. Maybe they expected lasers. Jiho suggested. Like in movies? That made strange sense. Daewon fired again. The aliens were confused now. Their perfect formation broke. They scattered for cover. But there was not much cover in rice fields. In the distance, Daewon heard new sounds. Helicopters. The beautiful sound of helicopters. Reinforcements, he shouted. 2 attack helicopters came over the hills. Korean military. They opened fire with machine guns. Rockets streaked toward the alien ships. The aliens tried to shoot back. Plasma bolts lit up the sky. But the helicopters were fast. They dodged and weaved. 1 rocket hit an alien ship. It exploded in purple flames. More vehicles arrived. Real military vehicles this time. Tanks, armored personnel carriers. Trucks full of soldiers. The aliens were retreating now. Running back to their ships. Their perfect invasion was falling apart. 3 minutes, Daewon said, checking his watch. The invasion started 3 minutes ago. And we are winning, Hyunwoo said in disbelief. Young Mi kept filming. 5 million viewers, she said. People all over the world are watching. Jiho fired his last round. My rice fields are ruined, he said sadly. Took me 40 years to build that farm. I think the government will pay for new fields, Daewon said. More soldiers arrived. They formed defensive lines, professional, fast. The Korean military had mobilized incredibly quickly. A tank fired its main gun. The shell hit an alien ship. The entire vessel collapsed. Daewon realized something. The aliens had made a huge mistake. They landed in South Korea, one of the most prepared countries on Earth, a country that always expected invasion, a country with mandatory military service. Every man here knew how to fight. The aliens chose the wrong country, the wrong people, the wrong planet. Above them, fighter jets screamed past. F-35s and F-16s. They headed toward the larger alien ship still in the sky. "This is not an invasion anymore," Hyunwoo said. "This is a massacre," he was right. The aliens were dying by the hundreds. Their technology failed them. Their shields failed them. Their 100 years of preparation failed them. Daewon checked his watch again. 7 minutes since the invasion began. The aliens were already losing. Colonel Tae-sung received the alert while drinking coffee at the military base. Alien invasion. Those 2 words changed everything. He dropped his cup and ran to the command center. Officers were already rushing to their stations. Screens showed the situation. Red markers all over the map near Andong. "Status report," Tae-sung shouted. "Multiple alien vessels landed 23 minutes ago," an officer said. "Estimated 50,000 hostiles. They engaged our patrol units." "Sir, the patrol units are winning." "Winning?" Tae-sung repeated. "Against 50,000 aliens?" "Yes, sir. Early reports say alien shields do not stop bullets. Our weapons are effective." Tae-sung processed this quickly. "Mobilize everything. I want tanks, helicopters, artillery, and every soldier we have. Contact the Air Force. We need jets in the air now." "Already done, sir. Units are rolling out." On the main screen, Tae-sung could see a video feed. Some civilian was live-streaming the battle. The footage was shaky but clear enough. Aliens were falling. Human soldiers were advancing. "Get me Captain Yoonji," Tae-sung ordered. "I want our best pilots in those fighters." 60 kilometers away, Captain Yoonji was already running to her F-35. The alert had come through. She had trained for enemy invasions her whole career, but never alien invasions. "This is insane," her wingman said over the radio. His name was Jae-sung. "Good pilot." "Steady hands, focus," Yoonji replied. "They are just another enemy. We treat this like any other mission." Her F-35 roared to life. The fighter lifted off the runway. 2 more jets followed. They climbed fast, pushing toward the combat zone. "Command, this is Eagle Flight," Yoonji said. "We are airborne and heading to target. Copy, Eagle Flight. You are cleared to engage any hostile aircraft. The aliens have air support. Be careful." Yoonji checked her instruments. Her fighter was armed with missiles and cannon rounds. Everything ready. The battlefield appeared ahead. Smoke rose from dozens of fires. She could see the alien ships on the ground. Large and strange-looking. "I have visual on alien vessels," she reported. "Requesting permission to engage." Permission granted. "Light them up." Yoonji locked onto the nearest alien ship. Her targeting computer beeped. "Lock confirmed." "Fox 2, she called. A missile dropped from her wing and streaked toward the target. The alien ship tried to defend itself. Energy shields activated, but the missile punched through like the shields were not even there. The explosion was beautiful and terrible. "Direct hit," Jae-sung shouted. "Their shields are useless." More alien ships tried to take off. They lifted into the air on blue flames. Slow, very slow compared to human aircraft. Yoonji pursued them. Her F-35 was faster. More agile, she got behind one alien ship and fired her cannon. Rounds tore through the vessel. It spun out of control and crashed. "This is too easy," she said. "What is wrong with their technology?" On the ground, Sergeant Dong Hyun led his special forces team through the chaos. They moved fast and quiet. 12 men trained for exactly this kind of situation. "Eyes on alien formation," Dong Hyun whispered. "About 40 hostiles. Setting up some kind of weapon." Through his scope, he could see aliens assembling a large device. "Maybe artillery. Maybe communications. Take them out," he ordered. His team opened fire. Suppressed rifles made soft coughing sounds. Aliens dropped before they knew what hit them. The Special Forces team was invisible, professional. "Deadly. Device destroyed," one soldier reported. "Moving to next objective." Dong Hyun led them deeper into alien territory. They passed dead aliens everywhere. The battlefield was a graveyard. "Command, this is Shadow Team," Dong Hyun reported. "The aliens are in full retreat. They are not fighting back effectively. Recommend aggressive pursuit." "Negative, Shadow Team, hold position. We are bringing in armor." Dong-hyun heard the tanks before he saw them. K-2 Black Panthers, the pride of the Korean military. 8 of them rolled across the fields like metal monsters. The tanks fired. Each shot destroyed an alien ship or position. Nothing the aliens had could stop them. "This is not a battle," one of Dong-hyun's men said. "This is execution." Back at the command center, Tae-sung watched the situation develop. 7 minutes into the invasion and the aliens were finished. Completely finished. "Sir, we are receiving offers of assistance," an officer said. "The U.S. Pacific Fleet is moving into position. Japanese forces are ready. Chinese military wants to know if we need help." "Tell them we appreciate the offer," Tae-sung said. "But I think we have this under control." On screen, more aliens were surrendering. They dropped their weapons and raised their hands. Or whatever they had instead of hands. A young woman appeared on the live stream feed. The one who had been filming from the beginning. "This is Young Mai reporting from the invasion site," she said to her phone. "The aliens are surrendering. The Korean military has defeated them in less than 10 minutes. I am watching history right now." Her viewer count showed 20 million people watching. The whole world was seeing this. Tae-sung noticed something on another screen. The alien mothership was moving. "Pulling back from Earth orbit. They are retreating," he said. "The whole fleet is retreating. Should we pursue?" An officer asked. "No, let them run. Let them tell everyone what happened here." More footage came in. From the aliens' perspective this time, someone had hacked their communications. The alien commander looked terrified. His perfect invasion had become a nightmare. "Their shields were designed for energy weapons," the alien commander was saying. "Not kinetic projectiles. How do they still use bullets? How?" Tae-sung almost felt bad for them. Almost, Yoonji pursued the retreating alien ships into the upper atmosphere. Her F-35 could not go much higher, but she got off 2 more missiles. 2 more alien ships exploded. "Eagle flight return to base," command ordered. "Mission complete." "Copy that," Yoonji said. Returning home. She looked back at the battlefield below. Smoke and fire everywhere. But the humans were winning. Completely winning. On the ground, civilian Bo-ra helped coordinate the response through social media. She was just a regular person, a teacher from the nearby town. But when the invasion started, she began organizing people. "We need medical supplies at the northern position," she typed on her phone. 3 soldiers wounded. Not serious, but need attention. Within 2 minutes, volunteers arrived with first aid kits. "Food and water needed at the command post," she posted. 30 minutes later, trucks full of supplies showed up. The whole community mobilized. Everyone helped. That was the human way. Dong-hyun's team reached an alien position where wounded aliens were trapped. They had surrendered but needed help. "Call for medical," Dong-hyun ordered. "These prisoners need treatment." One of his men looked surprised. "We are helping them?" "Yes, we are not monsters. We are soldiers." Combat medic Hae-won arrived within minutes. She was assigned to treat human casualties. But when she saw the wounded aliens, she did not hesitate. "Set up triage here," she ordered. "Wounded first regardless of species." She approached an alien that was bleeding purple blood. It looked terrified, probably thought she would kill it. Instead, she began treating its wounds. "You are safe now," she said softly. "No more fighting," the alien made a sound. Maybe surprise. Maybe gratitude. News reporter Jin Woo arrived with his camera crew. They had driven straight from Seoul when the alert came. 3 hours of driving. They arrived just as the battle ended. "This is Jin Woo reporting from the invasion site," he said to the camera. "What you are seeing is real. Aliens invaded Earth approximately 10 minutes ago. They have been completely defeated by Korean and Allied forces. This may be the shortest war in history." Behind him, soldiers were securing alien prisoners. Medics treated the wounded. Civilians helped clean up. "The human spirit cannot be defeated," Jin Woo continued. "These aliens learned that the hard way." Tae-sung checked his watch. 11 minutes since the invasion began. It was almost over. Admiral Krosovin watched his perfect invasion collapse from orbit. Every screen showed disaster. His warriors were dying. His ships were burning. Everything was wrong. "How?" he whispered. "How is this possible?" Commander Velthar stood beside him. His 6 eyes were wide with shock. "Their weapons. We never expected such primitive technology to be so effective." "Get our forces out," Krosvin ordered. "Full retreat. Now." "Sir, we still have 30,000 warriors on the ground." "Then get them off the ground. Move." On Earth's surface, the retreat was chaos. Aliens ran for their landing ships. But human forces were everywhere now. Tanks, helicopters, artillery, infantry. The humans had mobilized faster than any species Crossovan had ever seen. Lieutenant Sung Ho commanded an artillery battery, positioned 5 kilometers from the main battle. His orders were simple. Destroy every alien ship trying to escape. Battery ready, his second-in-command reported. 6 guns loaded and targeted. Fire, Sung Ho said calmly. The artillery pieces roared. Shells arced through the sky. They landed directly on alien ships trying to take off. Explosions rippled across the battlefield. Reload and fire at will, Sung Ho ordered. Do not let any escape. His gunners worked with practiced efficiency. Every 15 seconds, another volley. Another alien ship destroyed. Sung Ho had trained for this his entire military career. Artillery was about precision, mathematics, timing. The aliens were learning that humans had perfected these things centuries ago. Target destroyed, a gunner reported. Shifting to next target. Boom. Another alien ship disappeared in flames. Combat medic Hei-Wan moved through the battlefield. She had treated 30 wounded so far. 28 humans, 2 aliens. The alien prisoners watched her work. They seemed confused by her actions. One of them made sounds that her translator device picked up. Why do you help us? The alien asked. We came to conquer you. Hei-Wan looked at the creature. It was young, maybe the alien equivalent of 20 years old. Because that is what humans do, she said. We fight when we must, but we help when we can. She finished bandaging another alien wound. You are just soldiers, following orders. I understand that. The alien made another sound. Crying maybe? We trained for 100 years, it said. We thought we were ready. No one is ready for humans, Hei-Wan said gently. We surprise ourselves sometimes. Nearby, Jin Woo continued his broadcast. His news crew captured everything. The reporter had been streaming live for nearly 12 minutes now. The whole world watched. The official casualty count is coming in, Jin Woo reported. 200 humans wounded. 12 dead. We mourn those losses, but the alien forces have lost over 47,000. Their invasion force is nearly destroyed. He moved through the battlefield. His camera showed the destruction. Alien technology scattered everywhere. Broken ships. Abandoned weapons. Scientists are already examining the alien equipment, Jin Woo continued. Early reports suggest their technology is advanced but specialized. They prepared for one type of warfare. Humans showed them another. A Korean general walked past. Jin Woo recognized him. General In-soo. Jin Woo called. Can you give us a statement? The general stopped. He looked tired but satisfied. We did what we had to do, In-soo said. The aliens threatened our home. We defended it. Simple as that. Was this the shortest war in history? Jin Woo asked. In-soo checked his watch. 11 minutes and 30 seconds since first contact. Yes, probably the shortest war ever. In orbit, Science Officer Nixara stared at her data screens. Everything was wrong. All their projections. All their simulations. All their preparations, I understand now, she said quietly. Understand what? Velthar asked bitterly. Our mistake. We studied human warfare. But we did not understand human nature. She brought up footage from the battle. Look, see that farmer? He grabbed a weapon and fought without hesitation. No training, no orders. He just fought. More footage appeared. See those civilians? They did not run. They helped. They coordinated. They became part of the battle immediately. We trained against soldiers, Velthar said. But the whole population is soldiers. Yes, Nixara said. Every human is a potential warrior. And more than that, they adapt instantly. We threw everything at them. They adapted in minutes. She showed more data. Their weapons are primitive but effective. Simple kinetic projectiles. We designed shields for energy weapons because that is what advanced species use. We assumed they would be advanced. They are advanced, Velthar said. Just differently. We were arrogant. On Earth, the last alien ships attempted escape. Hyunji and her fighter squadron pursued them to the edge of the atmosphere. This is Eagle flight. Targets are attempting orbital escape. Engage and destroy, command authorized. Do not let them regroup. Yunji fired her last 2 missiles, both hit. The alien ships exploded beautifully against the darkness of space. All targets destroyed, she reported. Returning to base, her fuel was low. Her ammunition gone. But the job was done. She looked down at Earth below. Her home, her planet, still safe. Good work, Eagle Flight, Command said. The threat is neutralized. Donghyun's Special Forces team secured the last alien position. 50 aliens surrendered without fighting. They looked defeated, broken. Secure the prisoners, Donghyun ordered. Treat them humanely. His men zip-tied the aliens and sat them down. Medical teams arrived to check for injuries. One alien looked at Donghyun. It spoke through a translation device. You fight without honor, it said. Hiding, using cover, shooting from distance. Donghyun almost laughed. That is not dishonor. That is called winning. We trained in honorable combat, the alien continued. Formation fighting. Shield walls. Direct confrontation. Then you trained wrong, Donghyun said. War is not about honor. War is about survival. The alien fell silent. It was learning. Bora updated her social media feeds. She had become the unofficial civilian coordinator for the entire battle. Her posts had been shared millions of times. Final update, she typed. The invasion is over. All alien forces have surrendered or been destroyed. Casualty count, 12 Korean soldiers died defending Earth. We honor their sacrifice. 200 wounded. Medical teams are treating everyone, including alien prisoners. This is who we are. We fight hard, we win, but we remain human. Her post received 10 million likes in 2 minutes. At the command center, Tae-sung received a call. It was the president. Colonel Tae-sung, President Soo-jin said. I am seeing reports. Is the situation contained? Yes, Madam President. The invasion has been repelled. All alien forces neutralized. In 12 minutes? Yes, ma'am. Approximately 12 minutes. There was silence on the line. Then the president spoke again. Prepare a full report. The world needs to know what happened here. And Colonel? Yes, ma'am. Good work. All of you. You saved Earth today. Tae-sung allowed himself a small smile. Just doing our job, ma'am. In space, the alien fleet retreated. Only half the ships remained. The others were debris orbiting Earth. Krasivan prepared his report for the Empire. It would be humiliating, devastating. 100 years of preparation, he said to the empty bridge. Defeated in 12 minutes. What do we tell the Empire? An officer asked. Krasivan thought carefully. The truth. We underestimated humans. We thought they were primitive. We were wrong. Humans are the most dangerous species we have ever encountered. Should we warn other species? Yes, put Earth on the forbidden list. No one invades Earth. No one attacks humans. They are too dangerous. The fleet jumped to faster than light speed, running away from the little blue planet that had defeated them so completely. On Earth, the war was over. The clock showed 11 minutes and 58 seconds since first contact. In 2 more seconds, the invasion would officially end at exactly 12 minutes. General In-soo stood on the battlefield and watched the last alien ship crash. It fell from the sky like a broken bird. The impact shook the ground. 11 minutes. 59 seconds, 12 minutes, ceasefire, In-soo ordered into his radio. All forces, ceasefire. The war is over. Across the battlefield, weapons fell silent. The sudden quiet was strange after so much noise. Soldiers looked around in confusion. Was it really over that fast? Casualty report, In-soo requested. An officer checked his tablet. Final count, sir. 12 Korean soldiers dead. 198 wounded. Civilian casualties, 0. Enemy casualties, 47,213 dead. 2,187 captured. In-soo absorbed the numbers. 12 brave soldiers had died defending Earth. He would remember each name. But the aliens had lost nearly everything. Secure all prisoners, he ordered. Medical treatment for everyone. Set up prisoner camps. Treat them according to international law. Sir, there is no international law for alien prisoners. Then treat them like any other prisoners of war, with dignity. President Soo-jin arrived by helicopter 30 minutes later. She wore a formal suit but looked tired. The past hour had been intense for everyone. She walked through the battlefield with In-soo. Soldiers saluted as she passed. Medics continued working. Prisoners sat in organized groups. Show me everything, she said. In-soo led her to the command post. Screens showed footage from the battle. The president watched in silence. 12 minutes, she said finally. They prepared for 100 years. We defeated them in 12 minutes. Yes, Madam President, how? In-soo had thought about this question. They made assumptions. They assumed our weapons would be advanced like theirs. They assumed we would fight like we did in old wars. They assumed we were predictable. But we are not predictable. No, ma'am. Humans adapt. We improvise. Every human is trained differently. Every unit fights differently. There is no single human strategy because humans do not think the same way. Sujin nodded slowly. They studied our past. But we always change? Exactly. She looked at the alien prisoners. Some were being treated by Hei-Wan and other medics. Some were drinking water that soldiers provided. Some just sat and stared at nothing. They look scared, Sujin observed. They should be. They just learned that humans are not prey. We are predators. The president addressed the nation 2 hours later. Every television showed her face. Every radio broadcast her voice. The entire world listened. Citizens of Korea, citizens of Earth, she began. Today we faced an invasion from space. An alien species called the Talvek attempted to conquer our world. They failed, she paused. Her expression was serious but proud. They prepared for 100 years. We defeated them in 12 minutes. Not because we are better warriors. Not because we have better weapons, but because we are human. Humans fight for their homes. Humans protect each other. Humans never stop adapting. These aliens learned this the hard way. 12 of our soldiers died today defending Earth. We honor their sacrifice. Their names will be remembered forever. She listed each name slowly. The broadcast showed photos of the fallen soldiers, young men and women who gave everything. We also remember that we showed mercy, Sujin continued. We took prisoners. We treated them with dignity. We remained human even in victory. This is who we are. Today Earth stands united. Korea, Japan, China, America, Europe, Africa, everyone. We are one species, one world, and we defend it together. The speech ended, but the work continued. Daewon sat with Hyunwoo at the medical tent. Both had minor injuries. Nothing serious. They were lucky. We started this, Hyunwoo said. We fired the first shots. We defended ourselves, Daewon corrected. They shot first. We responded. Still, 2 guys in a jeep against 50,000 aliens. We should have died, but we did not. Because we are soldiers. We did our job. Jiho found them later. The old farmer brought food from his house. Rice balls and soup. Simple food. Delicious food. My fields are destroyed, he said. But I am alive. My daughter is alive. That is what matters. The government will compensate you, Daewon said. I know. But it will take time to rebuild. 40 years I spent on that farm. He smiled. Maybe I will try something new. I am thinking about writing a book. The day I shot aliens in my rice field, everyone laughed. It felt good to laugh after the battle. Young Mi's live stream had been viewed 500 million times. She became instantly famous. News agencies wanted to interview her. Companies wanted to sponsor her. I just recorded what I saw, she told Jinwoo during an interview. Everyone should know what happened. This was human history, real history. Your footage will be studied forever, Jinwoo said. You documented first contact. The invasion, the victory, everything. I hope it teaches people something, Young Mi said. We are stronger than we think. We are capable of amazing things when we work together. Scientists arrived to study the alien technology. Teams from every country. American, Chinese, Russian, Japanese, Korean. Everyone wanted to learn. What they discovered was fascinating. Their technology is advanced, one scientist explained, but specialized. They built everything for one type of warfare. Energy weapons. Energy shields. Energy propulsion. They never considered that kinetic weapons might still be used, another scientist added. To them, bullets are ancient technology. Why would an advanced species use bullets? Because bullets work, Insu said. He was observing the research. Simple, effective, reliable. The scientists examined alien armor. This would stop lasers perfectly, but bullets punch right through. The material is wrong for kinetic impacts. They prepared for the wrong fight, Insu concluded. Yoonji received a medal for her actions. 5 confirmed kills of alien aircraft. She accepted the honor humbly. I just did my job, she said during the ceremony. Any pilot would have done the same, but everyone knew better. She had been fearless, precise, deadly. Dong-hyun and his Special Forces team received commendations as well. They had neutralized key alien positions, captured important prisoners, done it all without losing a single man. Special Forces did what Special Forces do, Dong-hyun told the reporters. We train for impossible situations. Today was just another mission. But he smiled when he said it. This mission would be legendary. Hei-Wan continued treating alien prisoners for 3 days. She learned about their biology, their culture, their reasons for invasion. They were told humans were dangerous, one alien explained through a translator, so they prepared carefully. But they did not understand what dangerous meant. What does it mean? Hey-One asked. Dangerous means unpredictable, creative, willing to do anything to survive. Humans are all of these things. Are you afraid of us now? Yes, every species in the galaxy will be afraid of humans now. The United Nations held an emergency session. Every nation sent representatives. The topic, what to do about aliens, we must prepare, the American delegate said. Build defenses. Create weapons. We must explore, the Chinese delegate argued. Go to space. Meet other species peacefully. We must stay vigilant, the Russian delegate added. This invasion failed, but others might come. After hours of debate, they agreed on several points. Earth would unite for space exploration. Every nation would share technology. A planetary defense force would be created. The age of space had begun, forced upon humanity by invasion. But humanity would rise to meet it. Commander Felthar wrote his final report aboard the retreating Dominion's Pride. His hand shook as he typed. Log entry 100,047. The Earth invasion has failed catastrophically. We lost 94% of our invasion force. 50 warships destroyed. The humans defeated us in 12 minutes. Analysis. We fundamentally misunderstood the target species. Humans do not fight logically. They fight emotionally, passionately, unpredictably. Humans still use primitive kinetic weapons because they work. Our shields were designed for advanced weaponry. This was our fatal error. Further observations. Humans mobilize their entire society instantly. Civilians become warriors. Warriors show mercy. There is no single human strategy because each human thinks independently. Recommendation: Earth must be added to the Forbidden Worlds list. No species should attempt to invade or conquer humans. They are too dangerous. Additional note, I trained my entire life for this invasion. My father trained. My grandfather started this mission. 100 years of preparation. We lost in 12 minutes. Final conclusion. Humans are the apex predators of the galaxy. We should have known this from studying their history. They hunted everything on their world to dominance. Now they will hunt among the stars. Felthar sent the report. Then he sat alone in the dark, defeated, humiliated, but educated on Earth. Life returned to normal surprisingly quickly. The alien ships were cleared away. The bodies buried respectfully. The prisoners housed humanely. Jiho replanted his rice fields. He did write his book. It became a bestseller. Young Mi continued her studies but became a spokesperson for peaceful space exploration. Dae-Won and Hyun-Woo received promotions. They continued serving. Yoon-ji trained new pilots. Teaching them what she learned, Dong-hyun led more missions, each one preparing Earth for the future. Hae-won became an expert in alien medicine, helping the prisoners, learning from them. The 12 minutes that changed everything became known as the shortest Y.